Take-Two Interactive, the publishers for GTA 6, are worried about review bombing for GTA 6, and they should be, because they said themselves it can hurt a game. And yeah, that's a good thing. If a game publisher makes a terrible decision and they get review bombed, they should have consequences for a terrible decision. That's the point of review bombing. You made a bad choice, and people got angry, and they review bombed you. That's the point. It's like one of the last lines of defense that like consumers have against bad business practices. So like, I'm all for it. Now I will say there are situations where review bombing is not like good. Like for example, one of the reasons why they're worried is because they have a female protagonist in the game. And that is a bad reason to review bomb a game. Like if you think the woke mind virus is affecting GTA 6, you're brain dead. I'm sorry. Like you're actually just stupid. And all you people that complain about the woke mind virus are like the problem. You are the problem with almost everything. Now I do agree that sometimes games can be cringe when they're like quote unquote woke. But usually when it's like wokeism or something, people are really upset over a really stupid thing because they have nothing better to do. But in most of the recent review bombing cases, the review bombing was entirely justified. Like with Helldivers 2, for example, it was entirely justified. PlayStation, in their infinite wisdom, decided to lock down Helldivers 2 to only people with PSN accounts after not doing it. So when you bought the game initially, there was no PSN requirement at all. This wasn't on purpose. Basically, the PSN connection wasn't finished when the game launched, and it was causing issues with the servers, so they removed it when the game was blowing up. But then they added it back later, and that really pissed everybody off. And rightfully so. There was a lot of people who bought the game that just couldn't play it anymore because PSN wasn't available in their country. In the situation with Helldivers 2, it made a lot of sense. It also was a perfect storm because the whole point of that game is to like save Super Earth and like fight in a galactic war together. So, you know, PlayStation was like the big boss and review bombing was the mission. I mean, I participated in that one. It was fun and they deserved it too. And on top of that, the developers were on board. Like no one liked this change. So in the case with Helldivers 2, it made sense. And then Apex Legends also recently got review bombed, and this one also makes sense. Apex Legends made their battle pass system terrible, and they also stopped letting people use in-game credits to buy the battle pass. So now you can only buy it with real money. You can't buy credits and buy the battle pass. And this is a problem for a whole bunch of reasons. The most obvious issue is now you can't buy battle passes anymore with the battle pass because it costs real money. So the credits you used to get to go towards a new battle pass don't anymore, which is annoying. And then on top of that, if you're like me, when you play a free-to-play game and you like it, you put a set amount of money in and you don't do anything else with it. Like that's the set amount of money you have in the game. You don't spend any more than that. So anyone who did that basically got screwed because they couldn't buy any new battle passes because now their currency was useless. So yeah, Apex definitely deserved the review bombing there. And this one is less recent. It happened around 2017. But GTA 5 also got review bombed, which kind of makes sense why Take-Two would be worried about it. GTA 5 got review bombed for sending cease and desist letters to a modding tool called Open4 or OpenIV. I don't know what they want me to say for that one. This modding tool allowed for mods in multiplayer and single player. That's why GTA want to get rid of it. And of course, no one liked that because modding in GTA is one of the best things you can do to the game. And then number two, I think that GTA is probably the only game that people do not care that you cheat in at all. Because who is buying the shark cards, bro? You get nothing for shark cards. The real life conversion is not there. Like you spend $20 in game and you get like one nice car. That's it. It's kind of a joke. And of course, I would never encourage you to cheat in online, or I would never do it myself either. But have you seen the shark car prices? I can't really blame people, can I? And then Skyrim also got review bombed in 2015, and that was for paid mods, which is also pretty fair. Mods were historically free, and then Bethesda made them, you know, not free. And if I remember correctly, they were also taking a lot of money for the mods. Like Bethesda's cut was way too high. So yeah, that one also makes sense. Not that it really matters anymore because I'm pretty sure Bethesda has added paid mods. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I think they have. So we kind of lost that one, didn't we? But at the same time, my opinion on this is like changed over time, mainly because there's a lot of mods that actually just should get paid for their work. Like a lot of mods are like total overhauls of the game now. Like there's a lot of games I've played with total overhaul mods that basically just rewrite the entire game and only use the framework of the game. They're insanely detailed. Like full on, they recreated the entire game type thing. It's kind of insane. I know Bannerlords has a lot of mods like that. The game's also sick, by the way, if you want to check it out. And I didn't remember this one happening, but PUBG also got review bombed. And it was for advertising a VPN in-game to Chinese players. And I didn't know this happened because I'm not a Chinese player, but it's really funny because PUBG was really popular in China, but there wasn't any Chinese servers because China is very strict about that. And it was mainly review bombed because I think that VPNs are illegal in China, and it was advertising VPNs to play in American servers when I think that's like mega illegal. So I got review bombed for that. And then after I got review bombed, China got their own server. And then after China got their own servers, they also ruined the game by making it like super non-violent. I made a video about it. But yeah, they called the initiative Gaming for Peace or something. And they basically tried to make it like the least violent thing they possibly could. It's super cringe. Like if you want to talk about the woke killing gaming, That is actually the woke killing gaming, okay? You get killed in that game and you bow and thank them for shooting you. It's pathetic. And honestly, for PUBG players' sake, I am so glad they got their own servers in China, because I don't know what it is, but a lot of Chinese players are cheaters. They just are. Like, I don't know if it's because the people that use a VPN are more likely to cheat, or if it's because their culture or something, but like, there are a lot of Chinese players that are cheaters. It also could just be Americans making Chinese names or something. And whenever I see a Chinese name, it's like a 50% chance they're cheating. It's insane. Maybe Americans go over to Chinese servers and cheat there. Who knows? Overwatch 2 also got review bombed, and honestly, that one probably deserved it a lot. Blizzard is not a good company. Blizzard had a whole bunch of, really bad allegations alleged towards them. And at the same time all that was happening, Blizzard was making Overwatch 2, and then a couple months before release, they canceled like all the stuff that made it Overwatch 2 to begin with, and they took out the free loot boxes in the game, so you didn't get any more free skins. It was like a whole mess. Overwatch 2, it just really sucks, and it honestly deserved all the review bombing. It really did. It was bad business practices. It was bad like employee treatment, and they canceled everything about the game that was gonna make it Overwatch 2. There was like no difference between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 besides how the game's dead. That's the only difference. And then most recently, TF2 was review bombed. And this one was also deserved because there's a massive bot problem in TF2 and they basically do nothing to fix it. Now, personally, I am in the camp of TF2 is really old, and I get why Valve doesn't support it nearly as much anymore. I understand the arguments on both sides of just drop it, Valve, and also keep supporting it, Valve. Like, I get it. I still play TF2 occasionally. So Valve fixing the game is, like, I think better. But at the same time, I also get that the game is super old and they want to move on to other things. But the game was review bombed for the bots in the game. And that situation has taken a massive turn in a lot of good ways. Most of the big botting accounts have been banned from Steam almost permanently. They had like meltdowns and everything like that. They also complained about like being doxxed or something when they gave up their own identity. Like, it was really stupid all around. And personally, I want Valve to work on games they want to work on, because that's when they make good stuff. If you're going to force Valve to make something they don't want to make, it's not going to be that good, because Valve is always operating in a way where they just make whatever they want. And there's ups and downs to that system, of course. The downs are Artifact and the ups are everything else. And they are working on other stuff. Remember that leak I talked about with this new Valve game? Yeah, that thing is legit, by the way. And anyone who says it's bad hasn't played it, and that's all I'll say. And while I was looking up screenshots for TF2, I found this one with some guy claiming there's no issue with review bombing other Valve games, and I think there actually is with that, because you're devaluing a review bomb. If you go away from the target of the review bomb, Steam is just gonna turn off reviews, okay? Like, you are devaluing review bombing if you go to a different game from the same publisher. The point is, their old stuff did things right. Their new stuff doesn't. Don't go back and taint the old one. That's stupid. And then The Last of Us Part 2 also got review bombed for having a gay character because, gamers got a game, right? This one was stupid. This one was really dumb. Like, if you were on board with review bombing Last of Us Part 2 and you haven't learned from your ways, you could just, like, leave now or something, because I think you're stupid. Like, literally, all the bad reviews for this read like schizo rants from people who've never left their house. Stop ruining good franchises with virtue signaling insanity. Thank you. Now, if you don't like the story, that's one thing. But if you didn't like it because it's, like, woke or something, I think you're just kind of dumb. Like, the real woke mind virus is caring about all this stuff. If you don't like the game, you don't like the game. It's that simple, bro. But I see why Take-Two could be worried about being review bombed. And I do agree that the review website should verify your purchase. Like, Steam, for example, is pretty good about this because you can't review a game if you don't own it. But on Metacritic, the review bombing is like pretty much anybody, which is honestly not great, because that means a bunch of people who didn't play the game can just review it, which is never really a good thing. You don't really want that to be happening, because it also means that people can inflate the numbers and make them look better than they are. So it's just bad either way. You want like actual reviews, not made up things, or people who are upset because something didn't align with their political views or something. If you're trying to assess a game's quality, you don't want to see any of that, because you want to know if the game's good or not. I'm still hyped for GTA 6 regardless. If it gets review bombed for a stupid reason, I'm still gonna play it. If it's terrible though, I might reconsider. It really just depends. I'm really hoping Rockstar does not screw this up, because oh my god, GTA 5 came out when I was in middle school. If this game is a stinker, I am gonna be pissed off. Like, they milked GTA 5 for like 10 years at this point. We honestly should have got a new one like 3 years ago, okay? With me aging a literal decade between releases, it better be good. It better be good. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe. New follow me on Twitter @spatnz1. Click the answer, check out more of my content, and have a good one.